This week we saw what might be one of the worst ransomware attacks in gaming history. Insomniac Games, the PlayStation studio behind Marvel's Spider-Man, Ratchet & Clank, and more, got hit with a ransomware attack that left more than a terabyte of confidential company information out there for anyone to see. Obviously, there was leaked information on upcoming games, including an entirely playable build of Marvel's Wolverine that was out there for anyone to download before Insomniac started issuing DMCA takedowns. But there was also personal data of hundreds of Insomniac Games employees and contractors stolen, leaked online, or sold on the dark web. For ransomware groups, digging for data has a potential payout, and Sony wisely refused to pay up. Even if this data was ultimately leaked online, they're still setting a precedent that they won't be held hostage and taken advantage of by criminal hacking groups. Beyond that, what good is seeing or even playing a game years early before it's finished and optimized to the point that it's really ready to be played? That's like going out to a fancy restaurant and ordering the best dish on the menu, but instead of being patient and waiting until it's finished, you rush to the kitchen and grab it right out of the oven midway through cooking. Sure, you'll scratch that instant gratification itch, but was your dinner nearly as good as it could have been if you just waited until it was actually finished cooking? If someone says something is off limits, we can't help but wonder what that big secret is. It's that curiosity and drive to know more that keeps the hype machine going throughout the year in the gaming industry. A new game comes out, people enjoy it, speculation builds on what the next game is going to bring, the developer confirms that they're working on whatever's next, and at that point people start foaming at the mouth wondering what the future has in store. At a certain point though, that drive for new information changes from a passionate curiosity around the future to an obsession that can ruin what's actually coming before it's had the chance to even come together. Beyond the fact that this hack is spoiling the fun for players stumbling across the leaked surprises, there's also the human element at play here. Hundreds of people are employed at Insomniac, from developers and programmers to PR reps and social media managers. There's no getting around it. Information like this leaking online the week before Christmas is a total disaster. You're easing into the holidays, looking forward to continuing some great work in 2024, and all of a sudden your work is out there for the world to see years before it's actually ready. That's a DEFCON 1 red alert situation. All hands are on deck just trying to figure out how to stop the bleeding as best you can. The leaks themselves are already bad enough, but with thousands of people helping spread leaked information on social media, or content creators jumping at the chance to get those view numbers up with leaked content, it becomes even worse. The people at Insomniac are working to bring awesome experiences to life for players around the world, and leaks like this do nothing but spoil that hard work and make it more difficult for them to do their jobs from this point forward. The good news is that actions have consequences, and we're living in a digital age where criminals like this are really starting to get what they actually deserve. The hacker responsible for the Grand Theft Auto 6 hack that saw tons of early gameplay videos leaked online and that cost Rockstar Games an estimated $5 million was just sentenced this week to life in a hospital prison because of their intent to continue committing cyber crimes and hacking companies. Meanwhile, some minors that are hacking are getting off with limited punishments like 18 months of community service and a ban on using VPNs. The system isn't perfect and each situation is different, but it's a good start towards making it clear for anyone considering hacking into a company's private files that if they're caught, they're going to have a price to pay. On top of that, companies are getting better at protecting their data ahead of time. Ubisoft just fought off a group that hacked into their systems and was set to steal more than 900 gigabytes of data. They're still investigating the situation and making sure nothing got out, but it looks like their cybersecurity teams took care of the problem before it became a major issue. Ultimately, the internet is going to be the internet, and everyone is going to have to make their own personal choice on whether or not they dig into the details that are out there for anyone to find. To the hackers, you're spoiling the work of hundreds of people and taking away from the full experience of a game for potentially millions of players, not to mention that pulling this at this time of year also means you're ruining the holidays for tons of developers. To players digging for info, you're actively taking away from your own experience. Seeing early gameplay might feel fun in the moment, but if we learned anything from the GTA 6 leaks, it's that early gameplay could leave players disappointed before the company has even had a chance to make a good first impression. It's like sneaking into the living room on Christmas Eve to take an early peek at the presents. You'll be excited in the moment, but Christmas morning won't have that same excitement to it. At the end of the day, the only potential benefit, and I use that word very lightly, of seeing early gameplay or a project timeline is getting a look at how the sausage is made and comparing that to the final product once it's actually in players' hands. Beyond that, this kind of thing does nothing but make developers' lives harder and take away from the discovery experience for players. There's something to be said about letting yourself be a part of the video game marketing machine. Sit back, enjoy the games that you have now, and wait for teams to show you what they're cooking when they're ready. You'll probably find that you're having more fun doing that than scouring the internet looking for undercooked gameplay and stolen data. At least, I know I do. But as always, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoy what you see or what you hear, hit that subscribe button over on YouTube and get videos like this every single week and gaming news shorts throughout the week to keep you in the loop. But I'll catch you on the next one.